courtesy de Novorna's Hetchy Reservoir, in Yosemite National Park. California Appeals Court has rejected a long-running attempt by environmentalists to drain Hetchy Reservoir in Yosemite National Park, a linchpin of the water supply for 2.6 million Bay Area residents. In a 3-0 ruling filed Monday afternoon, the 5th District Court of Appeal in Fresno upheld a lower court decision by a Tuolumne County judge 2 years ago. That judge, Kevin Seibert, had rejected arguments from Restore Hetchy, an environmental group based in Berkeley, that the reservoir, built in 1923, violates California's constitution. The group said that the reservoir and its 312-foot-high dam violate a provision of the state constitution that requires water to be diverted in a reasonable way, because there are other places to store Hetchy's water that aren't in a national park. Ad choice advertising in red invented by Teeds. The appeals court on Monday agreed with Seibert's ruling, however, that federal law, specifically the 1913 Raker Act, which allowed the construction of the dam, preempts that provision of the state constitution, which was written in 1928. The ruling is the latest in a series of defeats for the environmental group. In 2012, Restore Hetchy placed a measure on the San Francisco ballot that would have required the city to conduct an $8 million study on the impacts of draining the reservoir. It lost in a landslide, 77 to 23%. The group said Tuesday that it plans to appeal to the state Supreme Court. "We are disappointed but undaunted," said Spreck Rosecrans, executive director of Restore Hetchy. "No other national park has been so damaged by development." Restore Hetchy remains committed to restoring Yosemite's Hetchy Valley while ensuring that not one drop of water supply is lost. San Francisco city officials, who own the reservoir, dam and water system, praised the ruling. The Hetchy Reservoir has played a crucial role in supplying water to San Francisco and the surrounding area for more than 100 years, said San Francisco City Attorney Dennis Herrera. "Draining it is a terrible idea that would jeopardize the water needs of Bay Area families." Hetchy water serves 4 Bay Area counties: San Francisco, San Mateo, Santa Clara and Southern Alameda. Residents drink it in 26 cities and water districts, from San Francisco to Palo Alto to North San Jose to Hayward, Fremont and Union City. Captured in old photographs and paintings, Hetchy Valley was a scenic landscape that rivaled nearby Yosemite Valley before Congress approved the construction of O'Shaughnessy Dam in 1913, submerging the valley under 300 feet of water. At the time, San Francisco leaders argued they needed a more reliable water source following the fires that burned large sections of the city after the 1906 earthquake. Conservation groups battled the plan fiercely, noting that no dam had ever been built inside a national park. The fight to save the valley was the final battle of Sierra Club founder John Muir's life. And the valley's submersion has haunted many environmentalists in the century ever since. Restore Hetchy argues that if the lake, which holds 360,000 acre-feet of water, twice the capacity of Los Vaqueros Reservoir in Contra Costa County and 4 times the capacity of Anderson Reservoir in Santa Clara County, were drained, water could still be taken from the Tuolumne River and stored in other reservoirs instead. Among them, Don Pedro nearby, and several of the Hetchy system's reservoirs in the Bay Area. The movement has been endorsed by actor Harrison Ford, Patagonia founder Yvonne Chouinard and 4 former Yosemite National Park superintendents Bob Benavides, B.J. Griffin, Dave Mihalik and Mike Tollefson. View across Hetchy Valley, early 1900s, from the southwestern end, showing the Tuolumne River flowing through the lower portion of the valley prior to damming. National Park Service, but it faces a steep uphill climb. California's senior U.S. Senator, Dianne Feinstein, has adamantly opposed the idea. In 1987, when Reagan administration Interior Secretary Donald Hodel raised it, she called it the worst idea since selling arms to the Ayatollah. Start your day with the news you need from the Bay Area and beyond. Sign up for our Morning Report weekday newsletter. A 2006 study by UC Davis found that the reservoir could be drained and its water stored in other reservoirs without causing water shortages in most years. But the project would cost billions in lost hydropower, and San Francisco would have to buy some water on the open market to make up shortfalls in dry years. Also, water stored in other reservoirs would require filtering. The city is required under federal law to treat the Hetchy water with chlorine, but not to filter it because of its high quality, coming from Sierra snowmelt. AD Quality Auto 360p 720p 1080p. You might also like Maffether's Look East policy. The Star columnist Straits Times former City Harvest Church leaders Serena Wee and John, Straits Times top 10 most sensational waterfalls in the world. Far and wide dining alone or with loved ones, enjoy discount. At HSBC purported details about Galaxy S10's processor and GPU. Hardware Zone. LG overtakes Samsung to be top smartwatch display maker. Hardware Zone. DeMarcus Cousins offers insight on his recovery. MercuryNews.com. Cameras capture every angle of Canadian couples. MercuryNews.com. Giants general manager explains how trade with Rangers. MercuryNews.com recommended by